Moving on to part numero deuce, which sees us in a situation where we have price and all this stuff in here. Bitcoin at 0.382, the altcoin in at 14,500. The last trade was a buy at 2,041. And I'll just move it this way to where the realistic happen would be, which was a sell. Realistic, that's exactly what would happen. And I didn't change the time frame from the 3 hour to the 1, or from 1 to the 3 or the 4. I'm just going to keep on doing it this way. It's probably the easiest way of doing it. After accumulating 3,000 last turn, or last trade, we can now see if we put a fraction of this, like 2750, we would gain well more, even 2700. We'd gain 0.01 more. We'll move it to right there, which would be traded at 33.90. And we can see that even in this buyback was done. We could give back like 24 or so of these 2,500, 23. Keep 200. It was 673 last time. Now it's 78. Getting more here. Hey, that works fine. And I move my sellers up a bit. And now this one, which was bought before at the lower low, I'm going to now adjust this to congestion area in this area. And then see that it would buy. And pretty much everything that we've done before. In a spot like that, gain on both for both coins. And instead of putting a buy at previous level, it's a bear market, so I'm going to do like a lower low. And this is just a huge differential in price if it happens. It might be a long wait, but that's just part of patience. And you're hoping to sell, so where do we put our sell order? Maybe here. And then we'll just move it, like I say, long wait. That's why I'm doing it this way for video time purposes. And there we have the sell. And the date, where are we now? April of last year. We got a long ways to go, so I like doing it fast this way. And with ownership of 12,100, coming off of a buy of 26, go like maybe 24.50 and get a nice gain. So when I do this, I'll just go stuff like this, move it back. Okay, where are we going to flip it up to? We were at 33. That's pretty tame, but it is maybe go up to here. Now we may put this back into where we came from in this area here. And then as far as the insane orders, let's just adjust them. Maybe 11,000 is fine. And well, 127 may be a little doing it on the downside. And then just see that it would be the buy that would come in. So therefore, we can just do the same thing. Last time we got rid of 2450. Let's do 28 maybe, or 2850. That's a gain of 400. But that's a nice gain here on the Bitcoin side. And now, pretty close to that half number, 12,500, which just happens to be like, I don't know, 6 times or so more. And move on to see that we would buy around 1712. And if we do something, say like 3,500, that would be definitely affordable in this spot. Good gain now. Adjust our orders. First the sell order, so 1,700. Maybe come back to this little area here would be. I mean, if you want to play in here, that's just smaller moves, and I want to look at it from this perspective. This is a good play where we came from, sort of deal in here. The insane order has to come down. Maybe somewhere at like 44. We were hoping for is one of those big buy spots that happen really nicely. So 1,700, let's bring that down to like, and it's pretty much always going to be around the same sort of math, I guess. Maybe around the 1,300 and a little bit lower here. And then just you wait and see, and you see that it's a buy at 12.92. And if we go like 5,000, what would that cost? That would cost more. So 4,000. That would cost less, but 45. You know what? We'll go there. So now I have 20,500. Adjust the orders. So the insane one, or the larger one, got 35, and then one around 900 or so to buy. So you can see that line on the lower end now, maybe. There we have it. And it's going to go down further after it. 938 buy. And we've seen how we went from 17,000 already down to like three figures already. Last time it was 4,500. What would 5,500 probably be really cheap? Yeah, 6,500. Let's go 6,000 even, which brings us up to 26,500. And you're still left with 30% of your original stake in Bitcoin plus your alts. Adjust the orders. We got 247, 672, 1320, and 2421. Oh, and it's a buy. And that would be 5 in a row now. And I'm really looking in a bear market strategy here. If I get like 3, 4 on the other side in a row, I can go major liquidation or major distribution. But I have to. This is where I'd be getting the coins to do it for any possible future play. But for now, last time we bought 5, 6, I wouldn't mind definitely buying less and more. So if we go say 7,500, that would accomplish both scenarios. Now if you bought 5, you can see, and you keep on lowering it. We got minimum 6 buy orders left, just doing it in this sort of mannerism. And I know, given the volatility, that's probably not going to happen because I don't even think it went that low. From what I think 7 would take, that is. So therefore, 672 goes lower. Let's bring that down to like well under 5, even low mid 4s. 394. 408. Keep the 20. Yeah, let's just go down a little bit like that. And then we'll see now where I put the sell order. Probably, definitely a little lower. I definitely want to go like this level of previous resistance. And perfect buy, I guess, 408. And albeit it was done by accident, this worked out to be a relatively aggressive bet. All of these have been 30, 40, and I'm not. That was extremely, and that's fine to do, especially in a bear market, to just wait for a big pullback. Now, if I want to go in here, I can maybe go like 10. If I go 10,000, that's going to cost me less, and I could be like, well, let's go 11,000, bring it to an even 45. Good increase here, definitely nice there. And I'm still holding 0.2 Bitcoin left. Let's adjust the orders again. And we'll go buy a 280, which again is a pretty decent size move. I'll figure out soon where we go from here, but definitely move the insane order down, even lower than that too. So probably a little bit higher into maybe the 770 range if it's going to rally nicely. Long wait, and well, we're going to see what happens. I mean, that's a spoiler. Actually, wait a sec. Let me just do it this way. What would each day look like? Okay, so boom, boom. Now in a spot like this, and I'm glad this comes up. Yeah, you arrive, you wake up, you go home, you turn your computer on wherever you were. You see you had a sell order fill at 770, and the price is currently at 986. This is an easy play for me. I'm selling some more. Oh, I did it again. That's a big move. This would be a very aggressive sell. I would have to think. Well, you might as well just sell like 10,000, I guess. Be a nice little move. So now you're in a situation where, okay, we have made a nice little further gain. Not gonna be nothing like this. Maybe just throw another like 4,000 in the pot kind of deal, type of trade. Increase the amount of. So now we went from. Is this too little, too much? 45,000 down to 31. For a move that has went from 400. And I have to say it would be. So maybe you'd go like 6,500. Because now what we're doing is we're selling like 16,000 of 34 or so. So now we're selling like a third. And that really is about a minimum you'd want to sell. Furthermore, you'd want to have a strategy in your place to sell this really big. And we've had a big move. Let me just go like this. That you don't want to buy back until it goes way, way down. So aggressive selling plan. I mean, next turn big, turn after that if it comes so huge, maybe all of it even, or most of it. So we would put like a sell order. So the big sell order you had at 13.79 would have missed, and that's just going to be part of the game. Another way of playing this is to average cost these bull markets that you're going to be getting, and just keep on playing every so often until you hit a top. Then you'll find out what your average cost is and stuff like that. That will all come into play. So for now, I'm just going to put this there and decide where I want to buy. And in a spot like this, I would probably be like this resistance area phase at like 524. Okay, so it looks like the sell hit. I didn't even know that was going to happen too. 1282. Okay, so let's put the execute that order, and this is a third in a row. We want to go more aggressively. Big one's a huge aggressive play, if it happens, of course. 35% play. Oh, you're now wishing. Oh man, I wish I didn't sell 10,000 of them there. Well, that is something that happens to me a few times. But you know what? If you knew better, you could turn $100 into a million in no time. So then we got 28,500, 9, 10,000, aggressive. Like what would 9,000 give? You would give you 0.12. I mean, that's still not the most when it comes down to it. When we consider we block this combination off, we sold on the 672 buy. We end up selling 6,500 of that 75. So we got 1,000, 2,000 for gain from this point. So we could almost go like 8,000, I guess, and just have everything covered from that level. Now we got 0.45 Bitcoin and 20,000 coins. And when I mentioned about buying back when it goes way down, this is obviously no exception, even more larger. I mean, I really increased it a little bit. Literally, I mean, I don't. It's a major waiting game. I know. I'm not saying this because I know what happens, but what would be the math here? Okay, 800 buy. Let's take a look at that. You're doing it before this, and you got to give it the benefit of the doubt that it could be that point. And if you just if 800 goes lower again, well, you would fill this order at 800, and then you could start filling these two orders at the much lower prices after that. Now, as far as the second order is concerned, now I'm going to put this one at previous low and have that one ready to go. As far as where we sell next, well, this is becomes very interesting. We're amongst big volatility, so I'm gonna be very surprised if it happens. Especially, but because I'm very good at forgetting things, and this is where I'm glad I am. I don't remember exactly really how it went. And then we could. I want to verify that the buy comes in. I think it did. Yep, easy. 808. And although these price percentage moves were a little bit me just playing around fast and going more aggressive, by no means was this 66% that, because it was so overextended. So now if I were to buy 12,000 of them, that would even cost me less. So I'm going to go, let's go 10,500. Gives us a 31,000 number. And bring this back up and figure out where to buy and sell next. So we'll move this in the order down below here. Probably be buying back in this area in here somewhere. Well, definitely will be. So after the 800 area, probably want to go maybe go run this little previous area here. That's looks like about a 38 or so percent move that would come in. And then in here, just whatever. And I'm 50's fine as an insane order. And you see just how big this area where it came from is. I mean, I know it ends up going there, but this to me is just a no-brainer where if we falter more, it would probably go. So why do I want to buy it like 674 when I could just buy it 524? That's just now. Okay, good. I didn't know that was going to happen. So at 1312, I probably wouldn't. That's too close to 1167. Your next seller, you know, you're going to be selling at previous high. You're probably. I'd sell. I mean, so yeah, 1571. That's like a no-brainer for me. Maybe 16 low change though. probably 16 low change. And when trading in bear market strategies, when you look at the math here, this should be a very common thing as well. You sell for 13.45, then you buy the lower low number to the 9.96, and then you sell at a lower high number to the 13.45. So just things to keep in mind as well. So of the 10,500, if you go 8,500, keep 2,000 profit, and then a little bit of profit on this way. Now almost back to the halfway point, or half of your Bitcoin that you put in originally is almost back. It might not get there, we'll see. At least within this exercise. So moving the orders again. And like I stated, it's just a no-brainer. I'd be putting an order like right around there. It's just easy. And then maybe some sort of insane order mathematically, some nice differential in price. I will raise 50 a bit because that's just a little too cheap, 237. And then where do we come from? That's maybe just go a little save me a little higher. But then we can see, do we get the sell? Nope. Yes, we did right here. See, previous high hits again. I mean, that was just luck that I hit the 1647 if it's a top. So with 22,500 inventory, a 41% move. Maybe you want to try to go, see 7,500. I mean, that scores a nice dozen here, 0.12 and a third. So we'll go there. And then determine where we go from there. So from 1,600, where over 20 do we want to go? Like maybe 20 was a good leg above this level of resistance. You can go Fibonacci upside, which I will. So what do we got here? About 400 and 1,700. Actually, no, no, wrong one. Wait a second. I'm already seeing everything that happens, and nothing's happening. Technically, it's this height of this low. I don't know why I did that. But I've already got my low in anyway, so there we go. 841 is the buy. And let me just auto this. No, not yet. I'll auto it after because I got to re-put my new orders in. But a buy comes in at 841. There would be no more further selling after that. And this is a I mean, this is like a half off kind of deal. 95%, basically. I mean, that's volatility. So 100% up is the same as 50% down. So 14,000 or so would be probably microscopically cheaper. Even though more than that's microscopically cheaper. So let's maybe add 11,000. Get it to 26. Gain decently here. So half a Bitcoin, 26,000 of those coins owned. Adjust the order. So from 840, where's this? I'll adjust it a bit more when I see after adjusting the screen. But 800, next buy order below 575. That's a nice mathematical differential. Maybe lower this to below 200 or around 200. Insane order. Well, let's now bring this as a nice break above there, around 21. So therefore, as far as the buy or the sell we're looking at, I think. Let's go here. Even this could be a bit lower too. I think. I don't think I would have hit anyway. I think I wasn't there. And those I missed this sell. We're now into end of 2018. And here's okay, let's see what would the individual period look like? Well, it'd be one of those two, but 1,062. Which isn't that great of a gain, really. It's only 26%. So I'm only going to do something like sell 5,000 of them for now because of such a terrible move. Maybe even a bit more, like 7 or something. Even 6. Get it to an even 20. So then from this point on, 1,000, let's go at least 1,300. When I said that, even though I could see that number go up, I'd probably go like 13. If I'm doing what I've been doing here, 1342. Increase the other order higher. Let's move this here for probably be somewhere around here for a buy order at 800. Even lower, like seven, even lower than that. Into this little. Heck, you could even do matching low in here for what it's worth. Your bear market strategy. But as we can see, this order would hit in here, and more is going to sell obviously what's because of the increase we see on the spoiler. But 1342, still not the greatest of percentage moves again, but we'll take it. 5,500. What you have done is you sold 500 more than what you've accumulated here. So maybe just go 5,000. And then everything that was accumulated here has now been sold at really an average price of about 1,200 or something. So in here, we should be able to think, okay, let's continue on doing stuff like that. Let's maybe go up to like say, and it might not hit. 17. I was even thinking that too, like that. So we'll just assume that we would get that because that's what we're doing here is just seeing how the results would play in. It was another 30% gain. And maybe you go 4,000, which is a higher number than it was before, leaving 11,000 back. Although knowing that happened, sell them all. And really, for doing that, there was nothing wrong with selling them all there at that point. If you want to take a calculated gamble or a probable gamble, the gamble, of course, is if it keeps going higher, you got nothing left to sell. But if you know it's going to go way down and you only sold whatever, you're like, oh man, I could have sold everything. It would have worked out so much better. Well, if you can find those spots and do it, then go right ahead. This buy order would probably increase to this level of previous resistance in here at about 896. And we'll just stick this up here, although we know that 896 is going to happen. You know what? I was going to say let's get really just probably buy at some point, but I'm just going to take the hit if it goes up. So now this takes us into April of this year. We're at 896 as far as where I'd buy. As we can see, another very aggressive buy. We basically bought all of these. We sold 15,000 and everything here above 896 before. So if we do something like say 19,000, even 24,000, this would cost us 21, which would be like actually would work out more. Just to get how about 19,000? Cost us 17. Well, 6 plus 6, and really this is 13 together. So this is 0.20 added. I might even want to just even profit more and go like 18,000. And now we got a situation here. The Bitcoin got up to 0.70 after that sale. Now you're over half of the Bitcoin you started with. When 29,000, you started this with 2,100. But I mean, the price has gotten severely crushed as well too. So after buying 840, where do you want it? We'll just figure that out later. It's going to be well higher than 1,000, obviously. 840, if buy like 500 in the area, like even those 6. Go 611. Reduce this a bit as well too. And reduce this lower as well. Maybe previous high. Missed. There we go. So 611 buy. And that's on a 46% move. So I wouldn't mind going like around a 0.12 or so when I own 53. So 0.12 would probably get me, that would be like 20,000, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's go 21,000, get an even 50. And then from here, so after 500, or after 611, for what? We'll do 415. 611 buy, sell at even higher than 811. I can see that's 8, that works. And even 1926 for insane or higher order makes sense. Oh, did I miss this? I did. I haven't had too many misses like that, but you see I could have hit this, sold that. That's okay. Which now brings us into June, so not too much longer before the end of this. And we'll see if the net results turns into a win or a loss over as of where we stand now. So for another move like this, and I want this lower, 0.10 ish, which is probably what I would want to do. So that would work out to about 25,000, I think. And let's move this a bit more. Put this into single digits or 100. So 415, we're looking at 2 something. 268 to buy. And figure out, let's see, where do we sell? Was it 400 I think we bought? Yeah, 415. So definitely in somewhere in the 6 area at least, based on how we've been going this. And I would never go 601. If I was to sell in that area, like that, 598. Why didn't it? I pushed auto and then I scrolled and it did that. Auto is to make sure that this is right. Anyway, what's the buy order number? 268. And now with point 0.3 ownership, 0.08 would be like in that area. I think that's what I'd want to go. And if I go 30,000, that's pretty much what it would be. Now I own 100, be over 100,000, which is just so much more. And I'm not even want to calculate. I'm not gonna. We'll see at the end the calculation of what everything is worth. Okay, after 268, we're looking at about 150 or so, I guess, in the 100s. Maybe a little lower than 169. There we go, 156. 70 as well. And now let's look to sell where we came from at 437. And then bring this down. And it's close to the buy area. There it hits at 156. And this works out to a 70% move. So I'm looking at about 7-ish or so. And that would be about 45,000. And then if you were to get like more specific, you could make like 20, 50 times more trades than this, obviously, in real time. And of course, under lower volatile moves. Because I'm using extreme volatile moves in here. So 150, we're going to be looking at about even below like 95. And remove these down a bit more. Let's go say, I forget what we bought at. 156. Oh, that's good. This area of previous. I could even go more or more. I'm going. This is more greedy, more conservative, and go like 220 in this area in here. But we'll see. Well, I guess that brings us to where we lead today. So I guess we'll see where the value is now. 234. And again, when you're like passing out, you can see for video sake purposes and to combine it with higher volatility is why I presented it in form. But if you're serious about going in this is where I recommend spending several hours to take something like this. And then to simulate what your 400 or 600 trades might be. Set up whatever technology that you can to make it easy if you're into computer programming, whatever. But definitely, I think, is good ideas in doing exercises amongst this level. All right, then. So the current price is like 234 after something like big today. Of course, you're close to having a sell order hit if you're playing this game at this point. We already know the Bitcoin you would own would be 0.15, which is like only 15% of what you got. Which means is 150,000 coins worth near 0.85 just to get you even. It's obviously not even close. So we'll see, take this number in here, 150,000, multiply this price in here, and it's 0.35. I mean, this is all about big volatility in these markets. So you have to do a lot in this case to be able to overperform a market that loses, well, how many times? It was 234 current, starting at 16,000. So 1600 would be 10x. 160 is 100x. We're looking at like a 70x loss. And you would have half, you would have lost half, all right. You're down half your value. If you've got altcoin worth 35 and a Bitcoin and 15 handle, you got like almost 0.51. But you had 0.7 here when it was worth 896. And that's where a lot of the large volatility comes in. And again, I look at, this is row 48. And the first three rows don't count. So 45 ratio trades. There could have been 450, 500, 600. And that would have totally changed the complexion of this game. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.